Where has he been?
It's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV.
Venezuela that are close.
UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man.
Had to come tap in by U.S. forces, as you described,
breaking news,
and that looks very likely.
Then
you would have to potentially look to countries that have a relationship with the U.S. And would be prepared to take him, if you like. There is a question of Russia and President Putin. Russia is closely is a close partner of Venezuela, the Maduro regime. So again, that's a possible
see if
place to
anybody
look.
rocking me
But there are many possibilities of where he is, and of course, one aspect of this is that in terms of the way that you would want. The way that you would plan this, and you would
this one right here, you
wouldn't want
keep
to
it real
hear
with
from
y'all. Shout
Maduro,
out to Black Brown.
In the coming days.
I do not make money on the live stream.
Itself,
I
as you
just feel like,
describe,
man, we in 2026, it's turned
kinetically,
up.
frankly,
We're going to stay on top of everything right now
next.
until I'm
and again, we simply
tired
don't know.
and burnt out.
So what happens
I've been
in
having
coming
to
hours
run to take care of business during the day, so I've been late to some things. I ain't been able to get on everything
until we know whether or not there is actually some kind of a strategy beyond removing Maduro.
Bro, not even 3 days.
NBC's chief international correspondent is Keir Simmons. He's been joining us with more details about the situation that takes place, that is taking place on the ground here. And Keir, as you were describing, this is significant for a variety of reasons, not just obviously for what it does in terms of the leadership of that country, but the sort of impact it has globally as it relates to the economy and beyond oil.
Into 2026.
One of, if not the largest producer of oil
in the world,
the U.S. in recent weeks, we have witnessed has been targeting, seizing at least one and a series of other oil tankers in that region with sanctioned oil that the U.S. had been focused on. The president has also been heavily focused on targeting drug trafficking from that country, accusing Venezuela of bringing fentanyl to the United States. In fact, our Latin American expert a short time ago saying that that's not true. Fentanyl does not come from Venezuela to the U.S.
I am American, so I got to ride with America because
largely
of the fact
engaged in providing other drugs like cocaine, which most often, according to our experts, goes overseas
you go right now
to Europe now. But the point you make is a good one, Keir, specifically about what happens to Nicolas Maduro, where is he now, and then what happens on the ground in the country that he has now just left from. And beyond that, what happens to the U.S., the massive armada, in the president's words, those 15,000 troops off the coast there. Of course, there is only so much the United States can do from a distance, but Maduro did not work alone. He had a hierarchy within his government of others who have been posting statements even as we speak over the course of the last several hours in defiance of the actions taking place, even before we knew that Maduro had been captured and taken out. The Venezuelan government posting a short time ago that this was an extremely serious military act of aggression, condemning the United States actions here. I want, if we can, to bring back into this conversation NBC's Gabe Gutierrez, our senior White House correspondent. Oh, sorry, Gabe's not with us for the moment as we give him a chance to speak to his sources there. So let's get to Richard Engel then, if we can, for a second. And Richard, we've been talking over the course of the early hours of this morning. It is the latest effort by the president of the United States, who sort of came to power in the United States with the desire to focus on domestic issues, to pull the U.S. out of wars. And in fact, we've seen him strike Iran, Iraq, Nigeria, Somalia, and the most recent strike, the Caribbean, Pacific, the most recent strike in Venezuela. And this one is unique, unlike any of the others, in effect, because it removes that country's leader from power and does create this vacuum. One, of course, the U.S. is hoping to fill with a more stable, more democratic-minded government.
Peter, extraordinary day.
War,
the U.S. President Trump carried out a regime change operation overnight in Venezuela. On
Minister says
one of the first days of the year, this is how we are beginning. We are
Is
now
it bothering
in
y'all with me talking
somewhat
over this?
territory.
Let me know.
We don't know who is going to take over. It seems
I got it down.
fairly clear that
does it bother y'all with me talking over the news?
Custody. I would assume that right now they are in a controlled location, potentially a warship or some other third country, but heading to the United States. Charges have been prepared against them.
Let me read something for
and
Venezuelan defense minister says U.S. strikes hit urban areas and vows to resist invasion.
This region.
Venezuelan defense minister Vladimir Padriano Lopez says the U.S. attack on Saturday impacted urban areas across Venezuela
we know what
with
that
missiles
number
and rockets and fired from American combat helicopters.
According to President Trump,
he said Venezuela is currently gathering information about the number of people killed and wounded,
the kind of
operation
that we've seen
military
out in the past
installation in Caracas was attacked.
Delta Force,
Lopez
and CIA.
insisted the country would
Before you
resist the
reset at the
presence of
top of
foreign
the
troops
hour,
in the country.
I briefly mentioned
This
oil.
invasion represents the greatest outrage
Venezuela produces a great amount of oil.
Added.
The real potential for Venezuela is, however,
President Donald Trump
reserves,
announced early Saturday morning
heavy oil
that the U.S. carried out a
industrial
large-scale
base is very
strike
dependent
against
on.
Venezuela,
has
and
the
that President
largest known
Nicolas
oil reserves
Maduro
in
and his
the
wife
world.
had been captured and removed from the
this
country.
Is a
The United
very
States of America
fundamental
has
part
successfully
of
carried out a
the
large-scale
calculation.
strike
President Trump has talked
against
about the oil.
Venezuela and
He's
its
talked
leader.
about his biggest
This
criticism
operation was
with
done in
removing Saddam
conjunction with
Hussein
U.S.
was
law
that the United
enforcement.
States
Details
never
to
got
follow.
the
There will
oil.
be a news
So
conference
clearly, President
today
Trump
at 11
wanted regime
in
change,
Mar-a-Lago.
wanted Maduro gone. He wasn't leaving. Now he's been
The
arrested.
New York Times,
and
shortly after
this
his announcement,
administration will
Trump
want
held what he
another
called a
more
brilliant operation.
U.S.-friendly
A lot
government
of good
that
planning
can
and a lot of
work
great
out
troops
oil
and great
deals
people.
with
Trump
the
told
United
the
States.
Times
Now,
it was a
whether
brilliant
that reality
operation, actually.
happens
According
is,
to the Times, Trump
is
declined
the
to
open
answer
question.
questions
Will there be
about
civil
whether he
war?
sought
Will there be
congressional
factions of the
authority
military
for the
that
strike,
try
saying he'd
and fight
address it
against
at his upcoming
a new
news
leadership?
conference.
How does this
They
next
basically said
period
Trump has
develop?
went rogue almost, bro.
Maybe one of the most critical that we've seen in Latin America in many decades, because removing a dictator is one thing, and the U.S. did that overnight with precision and with a military display, attacking numerous military targets, witnesses describing helicopters. So a special operations type mission took place. But
prayers up for Zeta Wizard as well, man. Prayers up for Zeta Wizard. They said that he has not passed away. He is currently fighting for his life still. Reports that came out that Zeta Wizard had passed away. So everybody here, man, prayers up for Zeta Wizard. Pray that bro make a good recovery, speedy recovery. Most definitely prayers to his family, his loved ones, and his friends and everything, bro. To my knowledge, Zeta Wizard was a real cool, chill, laid-back dude.
Potentially a long road for this still to go.
Very
as you say, this is extraordinary,
man.
because while many were very aware that President Trump was wanting regime change, it was expected that it would take the form of a building of pressure, as we have seen over the past 6 months. How
appreciate y'all supporting this early morning, man. We ain't gonna be on here too long,
by going
man.
in with military airstrikes and capturing the leader of another country?
I mean, it is truly historic, I think, in terms of the Americas. There's been obviously the repeated reference made to Panama in 1989, which is the only other example that we have in recent history of the US swooping in and taking out a military leader or a head of state in the country and bringing them.
Shout out to the whole Dallas, man.
Charges. So there are a variety of parallels there. But what I think is fascinating in this instance is that you know, the government of Nicolas Maduro isn't universally popular. That much is clear. They do have a hardcore of support who didn't want them removed. But as Chris Sabatini was saying just before I came on air, that actually there is a big constituency here in the United States.
Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. Give me just a second. We coming right back.
Will work in Mr. Trump's favor. But of course, while this has been building, this pressure that you were mentioning, that pressure sort of had to go somewhere. That's the way I was seeing it, that Donald Trump couldn't have moved all of this military hardware, created this major naval buildup in the Caribbean, and then simply sort of sailed back to the United States or sent those assets back around the world without some form of result, if you like, in Venezuela from his.
Damn. All right, y'all. Let me find something else. I'm just going to different news sites, y'all, just seeing what we can see.
Hang on a moment. I want to just thank our moderators. Give me a second here. One moment, please. Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X. On Twitch, we have moderating LB.
Let me see. Shout out to all my independent news stations, though. Let's look. This like a good one.
What do you make of what we've learned in the last hour?
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, Anna, it looks like a very
this shit getting real, man.
As you might expect, the buildup has been
Trump out here kidnapping motherfuckers.
This naval buildup started a couple of months ago, really, and they've got an enormous amount of force
kidnapping
in the region,
shit, man.
So, by my count,
yeah, this is a couple hours. This shit is new. Like this shit happening in real time, y'all. This shit is some real time shit. Y'all looking at this shit in real time. This shit just happened.
A submarine, an attack submarine, and interestingly, 2 troop ships with quite a lot of troops on board, and the MV Ocean Trader, which is a civilian.
I need everybody to hit that like button and turn it up, man.
And we know that the United States
uses real in the field.
Donald Trump said a while ago that special force operations were already ongoing in Venezuela some time ago. So it looks as if they've structured this operation.
We can call it that. Shot to Space A 713 natural resource grab.
Today, I think will turn out.
Do we call a spade here?
Installations, particularly maybe air
you've been paying attention.
Because
allegedly, let's say that to protect our ass, Space God. Allegedly,
and the SA-17, which again,
allegedly natural gas, allegedly natural oil, allegedly.
And I think as a matter of
shout out to
the United States might
Corey Porter 1978. Appreciate the donation. John Bolton want U.S. companies in Venezuela 6 years ago.
And then what we've seen is this.
Okay, shout out to Corey Porter 1978. Appreciate that donation.
Some Chinook
oh, you know, it's some backdoor under the table shit going on.
Soldiers each.
My boy Saul Perez say free oil coming.
There, so let's say
free oil.
Between 100 and 200 troops seem to have been airlifted somewhere.
Shit been getting bombed for a while now.
Seems to be connected to
shit been getting
like a negotiated,
hit up in the water.
It was obviously done with
a lot of shit going on
in mind, so that the thing didn't run out of control. There's no real reports of violence.
Quick, y'all.
Hit that like and turn us up. The destruction that they may have caused. We don't know of any casualties yet, but it doesn't sound as if there's been any fighting involved in getting Maduro out. Which does suggest
we'll see what Trump on, man.
And it's a big one because
this the second one since he's been in office. This second time around,
I'm sure he will. When
we went over there overseas as well and did some shit.
Venezuela.
Y'all remember that? We had covered that as well.
This man and the world, most of the world won't be sorry.
The last one we hit up.
The legality of the whole thing is in question again.
For the people just coming in, we have struck Venezuela.
Again,
Trump has captured the Venezuelan president and his wife and flown them out of Venezuela.
But we'll see.
They're not going to tell us where they at, but Trump is going on.
Interestingly, we want to see what the
at
opposition
11 a.m. to speak. I'm going to be knocked out probably still.
Whether the
I ain't going to lie.
I'm
going to eat something laid down. I had a long-ass day. I got a long-ass day tomorrow as well.
But, from now on, what happens next question is really significant.
So, and
the big
issue
there is what does Vladimir Lopez, who's the chief of the military, what does he do? He was a Maduro loyalist. He's been there since about 2014, 2015. And his deputy, General Domingo Lares, those two men
Hit that like, man. Turn us up.
Now, I've no idea, but it'd be very interesting to know where they are, what they're doing, and what they may likely say internally in Venezuela in the next few hours.
Well, indeed, so many questions about what the next steps are in Venezuela.
We really got to wait till 11, man. We really got to wait till 11. Trump, for people that's wondering Donald Trump is going on at 11, it's going to be Eastern time.
Exit, presumably that changes a lot on the ground.
Yes, it is. It does. Because in a sense, I mean, Maduro has fled in the way that Bashar al-Assad...
It's going to be 11 Eastern time. He's going to come on there and explain everything.
When a leader like that flees, then that's much better than being...
2026 has started out on some complete bullshit.
A special forces
raid. Let's call it for what it is now.
It's the least violent way
all capital
of
C's.
Regime change. If you're going to go in for regime change, then that's the better way to do it. The legality of regime change, of course, is something that the world still struggles with. And I think Donald Trump may still have a lot of questions to answer about this and the legality of it. But in terms of the mechanism of it, a negotiated withdrawal, as we're moving in to, in a way, insulate Maduro and his wife, Sila Flores, and to take only those two out, it seems, because originally, when Maduro was negotiating,
hey, nigga, this is the second time Trump done did this, man.
Of his advisors and Sila Flores.
This is the second time he didn't hit this other shit up overseas. Y'all remember that? We went live on that as well.
She wanted him out.
This right here, different, man.
That's taken place. So to take only those two out in some sort of negotiated way, and as it were, put a safety ring around them, which is what the special forces might have been doing, so that they could get them out. That's the least painful way of doing this. But of course, it still opens up all the questions about what happens next. But it could have been worse. It could have been a big gun battle followed by deaths of several people. So that doesn't seem to have happened. No reports of casualties. So it's a very dramatic day. And I think so far, it's gone about as well as the White House could possibly have wanted.
Bear with me a moment, Michael, because we've just had a statement from the Russian Foreign Ministry regarding the situation in Venezuela. I just want to bring that to people. They have said in the last few moments, this morning, the United States committed an act of armed aggression against Venezuela.
Do we have anybody in here from Venezuela or families from Venezuela?
Unfounded. Ideological hostility.
If anybody in here is from Venezuela or their family is from Venezuela, let me know. We're going to let you come up and join and speak your piece. I'm not from Venezuela, obviously.
To prevent further escalation and
so I don't know how people from Venezuela feel, and we would like to know that.
Who may have grievances against each other.
If there's anybody here from Venezuela, let me know.
To support them in this, and they say that Latin America must remain a zone of peace, as it itself declared.
Hey, I feel you say you Latino, but we can't let you speak for the Venezuelans. We need an actual Venezuelan here now.
Of Venezuela and what they describe as their solidarity with the Venezuelan people.
This is true, y'all. This is not a game. We looking at live in real time. You see the shit flying. Look,
community to what
look at the screen right now. Let me blow it up on the screen.
And how significant is it? What the rest of the world makes of this?
Action, Anna, actually, because
this is real, y'all. We can't make this shit up. This is breaking news, man.
That this man, this wicked dictatorship that's been, gripping Venezuela, potentially very rich country, that's been reduced to an economic basket case by corruption and incompetence and sheer violence with.
Oh shit, y'all! My bad. We're going to find another one to get on to. Hold on. Let's try this one.
Here, the sort of rather grotesque euphemism used for civilian casualties here, how many ordinary people were killed going about their daily business while this operation happened. And we don't know the extent of the damage to Venezuelans' armed forces too. Damn. They will, of course, be in an utter state of shock. Not only have their
prayers up to the people that lost their lives, man,
but their commander-in-chief has been
abducted families, condolences.
By an aggressive foreign military that have simply swooped in. It is just startling and important to pause here and remind viewers what we are just hearing has indeed happened. The president of a country in opposition to the United States has been taken from his capital city by US special forces. I suggest that's what's happening, owing to the phrase of Donald Trump, this was a military operation with law enforcement in accompaniment. That is an utterly staggering moment globally for us to witness.
Well, we already read, we pretty much ain't got no more info until 11, y'all.
To show resolve that he is very capable of doing so, that he is very capable of doing things perhaps that even his critics.
We ain't got no more updates until 11 in the morning. So if anybody want to join, you can come join right now. Let me know. If not, I'm going to lay it down. Any questions? Anybody got any questions? Because I just wanted to come holler at y'all real quick. I'm finna lay it down and get some rest. I got a long day ahead of me tomorrow, a real long day ahead of me, like a motherfucker. Most people who've been paying attention, any logical, brain is gonna say it's probably the oil and the natural gases and the resources that Venezuela got right now. So that's just gonna be our obvious go-to when we look. Oil, gas, other natural resources. Trump is on a war path, man. Everybody hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, it's free. I'm not tripping on donations, but we need the participation. Any questions? Anybody want to speak on anything before we get up out of here? Y'all let me know. I'm finna go do what I do. Had a good day today. We got to go back for a good day tomorrow. Try to get some stuff done. A lot of work. Figure it out, man. Yeah, we might get real soon. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't planning on going nowhere. Everybody talking about U.S. citizens ain't going nowhere. Shit, I wasn't planning on going nowhere out the country, my nigga. It's already got a bunch of bullshit going on over here. Nigga, now I'm gonna go to a whole other country. Everybody, I'm gonna stand out like a fucking sore thumb. Oh, yeah, we know that they know about the ties. Everybody know they all tied in. But shit, it is what it is. They done did what they done did now. We done struck first. Let me play this for y'all real quick.
Message. Also, how are the supporters of Maduro currently reacting, given that the government of Venezuela have called it an imperialist attack by the United States?
Well, this has come as a surprise for
Man, this is crazy. I think most major news shit ain't even up right now. Hold on. Motherfuckers got to get up and trying to get to work. Some motherfuckers at work, then some motherfuckers got to get up and try to go get there so they can start filming. It's nowhere to hide. Oh, his ain't no live. Hold on. I'm trying to catch live shit, y'all. I'm just trying to see what's ever
Yet
live.
as well, Maduro only a matter of days ago had told a Spanish journalist that he was open to conversations with the United States. The president himself has said publicly that the focus has been on ending the illegal flow of drugs.
Yeah, it done got real
Venezuela
in the field, man.
into the U.S. The president says it's fentanyl.
We done killed some people. We done kidnapped some shit.
Venezuela is responsible for the flow of cocaine, notably to Europe, but some of it gets to the United States, of course, as well. We are also trying to get new details about the operation that has taken place on the ground. But as we look at some of the video from earlier in the distance, you can see some of the glowing lights, the fiery explosions that had taken place. We know that there were low-flying helicopters reported by eyewitnesses on the ground as well that likely would have been needed to be a part of any operation of this kind. Not a kill operation like the one involving Osama bin Laden more than a decade ago. This, a capture operation that ultimately picked up Nicolas Maduro. We are joined by some of our best in the business, our colleagues.
Getting real in the field, man.
Our chief international correspondent.
It's getting real in the field.
Who covers the White House with me as well. Let's begin with Richard Engel, if we can.
Gonna figure some stuff out, man. Any questions, anything else going on?
Reaction to the headline this morning as you and I were on the air, as I read that post out loud. Both of us were stunned by the announcement that Maduro had been captured and taken out of the country.
Venezuela and shit gonna come up, man. So
we got that something
get over there for that. Is there any
was
other questions
several hours ago.
about
We've been
anything else?
On air for several
Happy
hours
New
now,
Year
Peter.
to everybody.
When we
Hopefully
heard
y'all
these
New
vague
Year's
reports,
is
still
going good.
unconfirmed, of explosions in Caracas and in potential other areas, and then a key
came out
detail emerged: helicopters. People, witnesses described helicopters on the ground, hovering, sounds of aircraft, explosions in multiple locations.
I was
as soon
just
as you
telling
start
my nigga
hearing helicopters hovering, you get an indication that this is an extraction operation. You can't land fixed-winged aircraft in the middle of a city.
We struck.
But who was the target? What happened? Who was carrying it out?
Planes
and
over there.
A short while we were discussing all of these scenarios, President Trump himself, and by no accident, President Trump himself, the Pentagon has been silent
and the president's wife.
Up until now. This is something of a pattern where major announcements are made by President Trump personally on Truth Social. President Trump
I need to talk to somebody from
Nicolas
Venezuela.
Maduro and his wife, who had been
of Venezuela feel about
and that they will face justice. And thank you for your attention to this matter. The question that everyone is asking right now is, did the United States, did President Trump just carry out a successful regime change? Because regime change has just happened. And will this open the door to a democratic opposition, better economic relations, a weakening of an alliance backed by Cuban intelligence all across the region, a new Latin America where the U.S. has a much stronger hand? Or did tonight President Trump just send Venezuela into
things that they have
uncertain territory for sure, but civil war and a power struggle that the United States will have to either watch from afar or be drawn in to try and contain?
Richard, I apologize for my interruption. I only want to share some new information that I received while you were speaking there. This is coming from the Republican Senator of Utah, Mike Lee, who has spoken.
Tomorrow, Trump will be speaking at 11 a.m. So y'all be ready. Trump said, the United States of America successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Details will follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald Trump. So tonight, morning at 11. Got a lot going on right now for this new year. Most definitely, once again, prayers up to Z the Wizard. Montana 700 said that he's still fighting for his life. So we just want to pray that works out right. Most definitely prayers to that family. Most definitely shout out to the whole New Dallas. We got Papoose and 50 Cent. Didn't see that one coming. That's going crazy. Trax NYC crashed out today on the people that finessed his name to make a jury sale, then finessed the customer, according to him. What else we had going on? A lot of shit went on. I've been covering a lot of shit. Oh, we had, oh man, I can't even keep up with all this shit. That nigga whatchamacallit finally spoke, Stephon Diggs. But bro was like, yeah, I really can't talk about the case or nothing like that. But I'm like, damn, this is wild. Yeah, we finna get ready to lay it down though, man. I ain't even been asleep. Nigga, I'm finna tell y'all, nigga, hold on. We're live stream, man. It's a short live stream, but it count. Nigga, we break this shit down. I'm almost basically 6 videos in already for the new year, y'all, with a stream. I'm basically, if you want to count that one, we don't count that one. We don't count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 videos for the new year already, y'all. 5 videos for the new year. We working, man. Y'all stay up and stay blessed. We had Finesse 2 times going off on everybody. Papoose and 50 Cent. Drake hit with the RICO lawsuit. What y'all think about that? I had to look that up when I seen that in the headlines. Is there such thing for the RICO lawsuit? And it is. Now, 50 Cent been going at Papoose. Papoose going at him. But Papoose is showing he playing the game to win. He gonna troll. He gonna internet troll back with 50 Cent. He don't give a damn. Well, y'all stay up, stay blessed, man. I'm burnt out. We'll cover some more stuff. I've been seeing something with Aiden Ross and Dolce and Glass Malone that got involved. I don't know their full story, but I can only imagine with Aiden Ross. But y'all stay up and stay blessed, man. We got a lot more coming. A lot more. I need everybody to hit that like button and turn us up. 1,000.